Coming to you live from an old woman's house on a hill where it seems like the tornado came through the middle of the living room and touched nothing else. It's Spots allegedly.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this episode, a long-awaited episode.
We took a week off.
Yeah, we took a week off.
Went to a baseball game.
Allegedly. So, Crescent to my right, Sean across the way. So, let's start with the NBA draft. It was the most non-secretive first-round pick in probably NBA history since LeBron James, I would say.
I think we did last year, didn't we?
Did we?
Going last year?
I don't know. I don't really pay. Victor Wembanyama was the guy. It was no doubt.
Everybody knew Wembanyama.
Everyone was tanking for this guy, and the Spurs got him. They won the ping pongs, and they were Tankathon City. So, 7'5", senior from France, played on some European teams. The guy looks the part. Like I said about Chet Holmgren last year, I'll say it again. Tall guys concern me with their feet. Chet was out the whole year last year with a foot injury. Let's see if this guy does better.
I told you Chet was a power forward.
A little shorter, a couple inches, I think, wasn't it? So, anyway, otherwise, local flavor. The Thunder trade up to get Cason Wallace, a guard from Kentucky, who I think would have been there at 12 even if we wouldn't have traded up. But, hey, I'm no NBA GM, so I'm just speculating.
But it's not like Oklahoma City doesn't have
any guards? No, they got 60 of them.
30
so let's
picks.
get another
but they got like 30 picks for the next.
No, I think they're just starting
years.
to now give up shit just because they got so much, and it's like, and I'm not saying anything about Cason Wallace. The guy fits the mold. Kentucky guy, 5-star coming out of high school, 1-year guy.
Wait, what? You said Cason Wallace to Oklahoma City?
Yes, that's who we got. And that was a trade. See those little tradey marks there? And
this is we got Derek Lively.
We drafted him and traded. But anyway, so Cason Wallace is with us. Average 11 points, 4.3 assists, 3.7 rebounds, 2 steals, 32 minutes a game. He's 19-year-old. He might be 20 now. Just adds another guard to the mix. So here we go. Otherwise, I thought the Thompson twins going to the Rockets and Detroit was interesting. Amin, I think, is better than Nasur just by stats. I have not watched these guys at all. And then you got a UCF guy going in the top. UFC, UCF, same difference. They're about the same. A UCF guy and to go into the Jazz. Now, the big drama, though,
rear naked choke.
But the real drama of this draft was pretty over with after the second pick because it was all about who would the Hornets with Sean's idol, his high school lover, Michael Jordan. What would he do? Even though he sold the majority interest, he said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hang on, and I'm going to pick again. All my picks have sucked the past 10 years or however long I've owned it, but let's keep going.
You cannot talk about what me and Michael Jordan did in high school. I was too young.
Know what you thought about him. You could think. It wasn't nothing physical.
Oh.
But so this guy says, hey.
I'm going to get his name tattooed on my face.
I'm going to sell the team, and then I'm going to make that last pick for you guys. Let me go in. We got the number 2 pick. Let me make it for you. So, now obviously they pick Brandon Miller from Alabama, who was allegedly involved in that little shooting incident that maybe bought a gun of his or maybe not. I don't know.
It was in his car. He didn't know it was
whatever.
in there.
It's one of them deals. Now,
bring me my switchblade or whatever he asked for.
Some kind of gun, I think. Anyway,
no, he asked for it. It was a gun, but he asked for his.
I don't know what the other thing is.
Nachos.
All allegedly.
He's like, bring me my nachos. I'm at the club.
After they suspended him for like 6 seconds, it was like, oh, hell, good for him. But anyway, the guy's a good player. Alabama didn't wasn't the 1 seed for nothing. They didn't quite make the Final Four. Who picked them in the Final Four? Somebody did. not
It might have
me.
been me. No.
But anyway. Anyway, didn't quite make it, but the guy's a good
I think it's
player.
a cut at you.
No,
Well,
I didn't know if
been
it was
right
one
at
of you. Somebody rode the
It might
Alabama
have been
train
me.
till the end. But anyway.
I didn't.
So
I told you they were overrated.
No, but they were talented. And Brandon Miller is talented. But if you watch draft night and some of the bar scenes and some other things that they showed, fans were not happy. Scoot Henderson, in my opinion, mark it down
There's an H
right here, will be the best player that was drafted
Man, I got to go through all of my notes.
in the top 10.
It's marked down every week 13 times, and he's like, I didn't quite say that. You took that out of context.
Give this guy 5 years. Now,
Hold on,
Victor
I've still got Jalen Williams as a runner-up for Rookie of the Year.
and I think he won it, actually, runner-up. Let's see.
I don't know what that was from. All right, so Scoot Henderson. You said Henderson. Oh, Scoot Henderson. Best in the top 10.
Jalen Williams finishes number 2 in Rookie of the Year voting.
God.
Also a streak.
That's 4 he's got right. Yeah.
And I called that way back.
Oh, way.
Welcome to the way back machine.
No, now let me set this tone real quick. Victor Wembanyama, if healthy, will be a unicorn.
Now, are you looking at
I just
a foot issue,
I think
leg
he's just-
issue?
I think-
because you said you hate tall people, but
I
you
didn't
love
say I
tall
hate tall
receivers
people.
and tall quarterbacks.
it's a
He did. Anybody over 7 foot, Kenny hates.
no, just in basketball, I wouldn't draft one.
Kenny's got a
They get
height.
injured. I understand.
Now-
He's got a height level.
Leg
Tim
injuries.
Duncan was an anomaly, I think, and this guy could be too. But I remember Tim Duncan coming out of Wake Forest being big, strong. Chet Holmgren last year,
he's
Victor
skinny.
Wembanyama, they look small to me.
They skinny.
They are
Skinny,
young.
yes.
I understand that. Now,
Grady Dick.
but to be honest, now they're not going they're not interior guys anymore. I mean, Victor Wembanyama is going to be shooting threes as a center. That's kind of what that's morphed into. You're not getting a Shaq right now. Derek Lively, who went to Dallas, is probably the most true center in the first round, to be honest.
But Oklahoma City doesn't need centers.
They do need a center.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
according to them, they don't.
No, they need another guard. But Lively, his stats wasn't good, but he's a banger
Why can't they just transition Chet when he's healthy?
because he's too big of a shooter and he's too small, in my opinion.
Isn't he like
IMO.
7'2"?
Is that what is that how you text it? An IMO?
I don't know. LMAO?
No, that's laughing my anus off.
Anus. So,
No,
sorry,
so
Preston's gonna.
I'm just gonna. I think
No.
that, I think Scoot when it all, and I'm not,
It was an ESPN.
and I'm not saying
LSU knocked off
and
Florida.
Yeah, we already knew.
big time.
I know, but I was trying to see what my phone was vibrating about.
I'm not saying that Wembanyama is going to be a bust by no means. I don't think he's. Who was the guy drafted ahead of Kevin Durant? I'm drawing a blank. I could see his face. Portland picked him. He looks like he's 75. He was Ohio State. It wasn't Ogden. What was his name? That guy.
That's been years ago.
Well, yeah, when Kevin Durant was a rookie. That
A
guy,
rookie?
A rookie. That guy concerned me because of just his build. He looked old then, just by his play. Greg Oden is his name. Is that? Yes, there he is, Greg Oden.
What did he ever do?
Nothing. And
Is he still
so, but what happened was the Seattle got the second pick, and they probably would have picked Oden too. That was Sam Presti. Would he have, or would he have took Durant? Durant was
I
knocked.
don't know.
No,
He's 16. He
Durant
didn't
knocked
even make
because
it.
he was too skinny.
Didn't even
Couldn't
make it
bench
10
press
years.
much.
Bench press?
So now you're bench press.
Bench
but now
press. Come
you're
on.
getting.
He said bench press.
Yeah.
I know, but don't be petty about it.
But now, so what you're saying is now
he's on
you're
the
looking
streak. I
at
have
these
to be petty.
skinny,
he is on
these
the
skinny
street.
tall guys. Can they transition into the shooters? Kevin
Kenny,
Durant's not 7'4".
We have a fat tall guy that can't even stay healthy on the Pelicans.
We'll get to him in a minute. He's got a lot of fun. But anyway, no, I think Victor Wembanyama has the opportunity to be the next LeBron James. He is built. I thought Chet Holmgren last year's got that. I did express my.
Oh, you mean a pompous asshole?
No, not at all. I think both them guys, Chet and Victor, are.
Oh,
no, they're great.
I was
mean,
talking about
personality.
LeBron. I was talking about Lee
teamwork, hard workers. There's no doubt about it.
I was talking about Lee Brand.
Oh no! He is too.
A pompous asshole?
No, I mean, what kind of troubles LeBron got into in all the 20-something years he's been in the league?
Flopping.
You got John Morant waving guns. No, I'm talking about off the court. He's been an admirable.
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 Admiral.
I didn't say admiral. I said admirable.
Role model.
He's been an admiral role model for every kid.
He has.
And he's been the best since Jordan.
Yeah, he's talking.
I mean, there's only 2 conversations between the best
Kobe?
of all time. No, Kobe don't make that.
Kobe raped a white girl.
I mean, Kobe didn't do the best off the court either. That was an issue, but he done better after that. And that was allegedly.
His wife a $10 million ring.
That was allegedly. But no,
he really gave her a $10 million ring.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying. So Thunder trade with give up. I think it's a pick swap. Maybe they give up another pick. They traded with Denver earlier in the deal to give up another first round. What they moved is they moved a pick to like 29 or 30, hoping that Denver sucks then because they're just moving a first round. I mean, next year, guys, they've got 4 first round picks. I don't know if they still do now. They might have traded that one.
Something, yeah.
But at one time they did. So I don't know. I just think that now I was surprised they got another guard, to be honest. But I mean, it looks like that. Well, drink it.
It's not mine.
That's mine. This is yours.
That's not mine.
I promise. These 2 are mine.
This is mine.
Okay,
this is yours.
No, it's not.
Hand me a full one.
Anyway.
Sorry for the interruption, folks. Kenny is just randomly.
No, not at all.
His alcoholism is. I'm sorry, I can't. Oh my god.
Ago. My word.
What are you looking?
No, there we go. Okay, I really wanted to search because I might have missed what the draft picks have been. Let me go. Oh, that was just 23.
What are you doing?
No, I want to see what the Thunder still look like in 24.
Oh, we're here. I don't have it.
Nah, it's just giving me 23 and 24. I kind of wanted to see after because I know that they had made some changes, and then I'm getting all these freaking old articles.
Well,
anyway,
can we just look up?
They got a lot left next year. Anyway, I like Scoot. I think he was the best pick. I think that Portland, by picking him, probably is going to say that either that Dame Lillard is going to stay, and they just went with. I mean, you couldn't trade it. They had offers to trade that pick, and they were probably some good ones to try to keep Dame Lillard. So anyway, they took the best player in the draft, and that was 2 months ago, though. That's what I'm saying. I looked at that one.
Well, it's got 2025 in it.
So, and you know what? The Thunder, I forgot, did get Davis Bertans, which is a fat contract.
3 first, 3 second.
This might have changed, though. They...
What, Denver?
Yes.
All right, finish your damn thought.
No. I was just saying I think they took on a fat contract, too, with Davis Bertans, too. And then apparently they like Case and Wallace. So, it is what it is.
Oh.
And they shredded the salary that we could absorb because our salary cap is unbelievably fat. But they're not going to go overspend for big players. For one, I mean, let's be honest, not a lot of big players want to come to the Thunder. I mean, they did for a minute. But, I mean, Oklahoma City's not a destination city. We all know that.
We're trying to make it a destination.
We're going to have to win by drafting and some interesting role player trades.
Wow.
Is what we're going to do. Trade exceptions, something like that.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Anyway. So, anything else on the draft?
No, Bulls didn't have any drafts, so I didn't pay attention to it.
Well, why don't you pull up? You want to talk about, since we're on NBA, do you want to talk about Zion?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear what you got, Sean.
Come on, Sean. Give it to us.
So crazy girl, she got kicked off Twitter for...
Rye Mills is her name.
Allegedly crazy girl, she got kicked off Twitter for harassment and got Zion's name tattooed on her face. Either What was it Stephen A. Smith said? Either
Now, can we?
he gave her that really good, or
yeah. Let's talk about a song she talked about. Let's see if this will play.
I don't know what song.
Hold on.
Kitty, you know there's a decent Kitty. That's a hit.
What do you mean a hit?
Like, we can't broadcast.
It's her own song.
Yeah, we still you can do
Well, I'm not gonna finish
DCMA.
it.
Or you can
I mean, she's posting it.
DCMA.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
so
you can
she
talk
made a
about the song, but you can't play the song.
Oh, you can't play it at all?
Yeah,
Well,
really.
well, I think that's what she
15
wants,
seconds.
isn't it?
I got beer now.
I mean,
But she
don't
really
she want it to be
she's
played?
upset because she thought Zion was locked down and that she was.
He had a baby with somebody else.
Well, that's what
I
it
mean,
was.
and he posted it, and that's when she went nuts.
It was a mistake, okay?
Because
Yeah,
she thought she
he
had
tripped
him
and
locked
fell,
down.
and his dick fell into the other woman, and baby.
Well, and then she wanted to know about why he what you know he responded by
do this with sunglasses.
what was it, something about that how much he was going to pay her for the,
Yeah, 250. He's going to move her down.
I thought
to
it was
New Orleans.
100,000 a month. I
But
didn't-
he was going to move her down, and yeah, there you go.
Huh?
Creston was.
He told me, he said, put your sunglasses on.
He was going to move her down to New Orleans and get her apartment and get her all set up down there and have her as that side piece. And
How much was he paying her a month?
I thought it was 250,000.
I thought it was
Have we heard
120.
about the third girl?
There's a third.
There's a
girl?
third.
Now-
Well,
Breaking news! There's a third.
Well,
girl!
no, this ain't breaking because this has been posted by the New York Post for a minute. Now, who believes that shit? I don't know. June 9th article by the New York Post
That's
claims...
not a minute. That's like a month ago.
That's what I'm saying. June 9th's a little longer, less than a month ago.
Longer than a month ago?
Less.
Yes! Kenny's streak is over!
Follows this week's
Kenny's
news.
right
I know
streak
you're
is
trying to find
shit.
one wrong. Is expecting a baby girl with a woman named Akima blasting the former Duke product.
That was his girlfriend, right?
Hold on. Yes. It's a sex addict and explicit social
Don't
media.
yell at me for saying that's his
And
girlfriend.
he says, I never give you a threesome or never had an OnlyFans or was on Pornhub, so I guess I was all play, probably never had a chance, you nasty-ass sex addict, says digital creator Yami Taylor. Yami Taylor? Yami is, Google
Whoa.
her. I can't get her picture. Okay, let's see. It's like he's, okay, there we go. Who's Yami Taylor? There we go. Yami, and that'd be a Y, yay.
I'm going by
That's a
what you
yay.
said.
Yeah,
That's a
yay.
yay.
Yeah, it's a yay.
Yay.
So, and then
Look up
better
Yami.
pray I'm not.
Yami.
I got Tawny.
And it says better not pray. Better pray I'm
Is
not
this her?
pregnant because I'm definitely late.
No,
Zion
it's not the
Williams.
same girl.
That's what May said.
So it's not Tawny Taylor?
Yami.
Y-O-M.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. You sounded weird.
I said Yami. Yay.
Yami.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Yummy. This is Yamil.
I'm sure that's her fucking nickname. So it says third woman right behind it.
At least he has a type.
They're
What
women.
would that be?
Big booty. Big booty hose.
Luckily, he signed a.
Preston has a good story about
Luckily,
big booty
he
hose.
signed a 5-year, $193 million max contract with Escalators in July 22. So
And they were supposed to trade
He's
him.
got money to burn.
Hold on, no, they were talking about trading him.
No, they're not.
No, but there
No,
was
they're
talk
not.
about him trading him.
No, she tried to make some fucking.
No, not her. I mean, it was
she
sports
tried to push
outlets.
the issue. If you don't trade him, Pelicans, I'm going to release all kinds of crazy
She
shit.
should.
So,
Guy's career's in the tank, anyways.
well, I mean,
Played like 30% of his
win
career.
some, lose some. Did I say that already tonight?
Like
I think
5
I did.
times.
Yeah.
And answer your phone is Chelsea Fire Department.
No, so I mean, she's kind of the better attractive one out of them all, don't you think? Or
Which
is it
one?
just me, Yami.
What is these again? Oh my god.
Oh, and then she posted an image of what appears to be a shirtless Williamson in bed. So who's baby mama? Have we figured out her name?
Ami.
No.
Yeah, the one that he...
She's the third. Yami.
Not Ami.
Oh, Ami. Okay.
She the baby mama.
No, okay.
Moira is the...
Akima.
Akima.
Yeah,
Yeah, Akima. Moira is the porn star.
And she crazy. I mean, she's...
I got Zion tattooed on my fur.
Did you see that picture? She
No,
had
you
a
don't see
tattoo
that?
down
No.
her side of her cheek or throat or
No,
right
jaw.
on
It was the
the
jaw. Yeah, it was the jaw. It says Zion, real big. Good times in the NBA. Now, there's always been an unspoken
I've
rule
always
that
wanted a woman
NBA
that would
players,
tattoo my name on her somewhere. Yeah.
There's always been the unspoken...
On your face?
Hold on.
I don't give a shit. Just my name tattooed.
Can we get your wife to...
That's a long name. You got a lot of letters. I got less than you.
Kenny, Creston?
Creston's
one letter?
more.
Is it one letter?
One more.
You can just get my name tattooed on your face.
That's 7. I only got 5, so it's 2 more. Yeah.
Well, you can count.
Yeah.
Your son can't.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be my oldest.
Are we done with?
Hey, you want to talk about him? I'm just
No,
saying.
I did.
He ain't gonna be traded. I mean,
but there was.
I mean,
there was a talk about getting rid of him, so that
I know,
way they
and
can
also
rebuild
not
the
to
team.
toot my own horn, which I have occasionally. That
Every time you can.
that I also claim that Zion would be. I thought he'd eat his way out of the league, but he's just injured himself out
You
of
and
the
I
league.
got to an argument about Zion was way better and he was going to do really good.
That's totally not false. I said he'd eat his way out of the league. I thought he'd get too big. He just got now his feet's just too
Did you
big.
catch that? Totally not false.
I'm not saying a word. Kenny,
He can still eat his way out of the league.
Kenny is never wrong.
Well, no, I'm wrong.
Even when he is wrong.
Name 5 times you believe yourself to be wrong. Divorce 1, divorce 2, divorce 3.
I thought that OU this year would have a winning record. I was wrong, as were you all.
Football.
And then
OU women.
I also thought that
Bring up OU women. OU women.
I thought hold up. Now let me backtrack a little bit on that. I thought they wouldn't be as good this year, but could still win it all. Is exactly what I said.
And they were better.
And they were better than.
Yeah, they had a better record. I don't know if they're a better team. They had a better record.
What do you mean you don't know if they're a better team?
Jordy Ball.
Well, I mean,
what happened when Jordy Ball and I fell out of love and she had to go back to Nebraska?
Does record make you better?
Is
Is that the whole stance? Is that what it is? A record of a team?
Don't say it.
We're not going to have an argument about anything.
I'm not arguing. I'm asking you a serious question.
He's going to bring up the damn Renegades and that 4-8 or whatever the losing record, winning the.
I mean, there is some teams that roll in with a not as good record. And
Tampa
they win
Bay
it all.
every year losers and still make it to the playoffs.
We did last year, and we were 8-9. No, but I'm saying record doesn't mean that you're better or worse. It's just really overall. Is my opinion.
You read stats like they're biblical.
Okay, so
not necessarily.
Won the championship.
You do too, every damn time.
Both teams won the championship last year and this year. Mm-hmm. So now, what's your next benchmark too? So we've got the. So what do you drop to after won the championship?
We have to wait till
Undefeated.
December to find that out.
Undefeated.
Yeah, they just keep the record going. That's the only thing they could do better. That's the problem with OU softball.
You hit the ceiling.
That's the pressure. I mean, that's the whole deal. I mean.
You be the man, you gotta beat the man.
I mean, you look at Patty Gasso when she won it, it was almost like a relief the fucking season's over. So these kids
there's a lot of stress on
these girls hold on, these girls coming in, I think it hurts recruiting because of expectations.
And I did offer my services as a massage artist.
Okay, so hang on.
Tooth artist.
Now I'm not trying to fight, I'm not trying to argue.
No, I think arguments are
He's just prefacing.
I'm just saying
you
said that Alabama gets better recruits because they win. So now you're saying that they're expected to win at OSU softball, so it hurts recruiting. OU. That's what I meant. OU softball. So which is it?
I didn't say it hurts recruiting. Let me finish.
Kenny, don't nitpick.
I said some of the girls. I think that some don't come to the top programs, and that's males too. Some of the better players don't come to those top programs because of pressure to either perform win.
Okay.
Lower program, you get better play time.
That's why we're having a portal exodus. Because
we lost our punter.
No, I'm talking to OU softball too.
I know, but OU football lost their punter.
I mean, they're going to these other teams.
Okay, so you finished what you were saying. That was my question.
I'm not saying it totally hurts us. Obviously, if you won a championship last year, you should be able to get better recruits. I just think that some girls, when they get there, the pressure gets so big, and they've seen all these exoduses, and girls talk.
You play all these problem with the pressure.
You always play these leagues and stuff like that.
Here's my question.
And Alabama hadn't won shit in a while.
I know, but several years ago, you were like, Alabama gets all the recruits because they win championships every year. They get better recruits. That was something you said.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
And then all I was saying is you just said that, well, it's scaring some recruits off because the expectation.
I have no facts on that. I just
No,
think
I know.
I just think I hear them talk, and it's like so goddamn stressful to be. This year was like a stressful season for them.
It was.
I mean, our fans.
You listen
were
to them
stressful.
talk after every win when they interview
like,
the players.
Yeah, we're just on it, blah, blah, blah. We're Jesus this, and that's great, and they're a good, close team. But it was almost like every game was just, because they had that win streak, and every game was just getting heavier and heavier. With Alabama,
it's hard to be dominant.
In Alabama, you looked at the SEC. I mean, who were they really playing before Georgia, before their coordinator went to Georgia?
Auburn, LSU. Even as bad as Auburn was always a tough game.
Alabama and the SEC has always been that shit for a while.
Auburn was always their biggest. Auburn Gus Malzahn could pull
one
out a random win.
No, I know, and lose at one, but you're still there because the SEC is going to bring you back in.
And you also had Jimbo gunning for him. Anything
no,
that
but
Jimbo
I mean,
could
you
do,
think
Jimbo
about
would
the
go
Alabama
after
dominance, that the rest of that league was down.
Yeah.
Down.
And now Georgia's the top, and Alabama ain't winning everything anymore. Tennessee. I think A&M beat them last year. Or it was close. I know Tennessee beat them.
Tennessee beat them.
Their kick. That was
Tennessee,
a funky
Georgia.
kick, I think, wasn't it?
Did LSU beat them?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that the league sometimes, it's like OU, how many shit we've won with Lincoln Riley. And everyone's like, everybody ranks him as a top 10 coach overall. Look at the Big 12 that we were beating.
Hey, Kenny pats his own back every once in a while. I said as soon as Lincoln Riley
offensive great mind. I'm saying head coach right now.
How much does he
He's done nothing as a head coach.
How much does he pay his wife to pat his back?
No, I'm just saying, as a head coach.
I didn't like him when
But the Big 12 was down this time. I mean, you got Texas. I mean, K-State won the Big 12 last year. Texas didn't even win that. So I'm saying to everybody says, oh, Lincoln Riley, top 10. He's an offensive great mind. That's why we brought him as an offensive coordinator to boost us up. Stoops bails out, gives the whole team, that was the best team Stoops had since 2000. That Sam Bradford team is pretty damn good that we lost to Tebow. I think that was 7-8. But what I'm saying is he gives them the keys to a good running machine, and we finish. We didn't even win that Georgia game.
Yeah, but what year was it when we lost it? Was it LSU?
Okay.
Quentin Griffin. That 01, 02? 03. Okay.
Might have been the 02 season rolling into the
03. Yeah.
Might have been 04.
That was,
I can't remember.
That was one of his best teams.
I thought the Bradford team that lost to Florida was better. And DeMarco got hurt before the game. He had to set out. I thought that was a big difference. And Florida had, every freaking convict. Florida had a loaded team that year.
Did you say convict?
We have a bunch of convicts on that team, on Florida.
What year?
08, the year we lost the national championship. They're getting ready to do a documentary on Netflix about it. I think it's Netflix, about that team with Urban Meyer.
Aaron Hernandez.
Pouncey. You've got all kinds of some shit there. But anyway, going back to that, all I said about the recruiting, though, is the softball expectations because you're on a win streak. I don't know if you're
ever... That could be for everybody.
That could be for everybody. I agree, but I don't know if you're ever going to get that with football, that win streak again. USC came close, but they were cheating like whodunit. Yeah. If you remember with Bush and all them. Mm-hmm. And so they got close.
OU's held that record for...
Yeah, but I think they were in their 30s or 40s.
It was 46, wasn't it? No, 46 was the win streak. We did that.
No, not USC. I'm saying they were getting
Alabama,
close.
Alabama got close.
Yeah.
USC got close.
USC was the only closest.
No, Alabama got close.
I don't think in my lifetime. No.
Yeah, there was 2 years that Saban won that got close.
Dude, that's only like 24 games. But all I was saying about that was I think that it seemed like everybody had so much freaking pressure on that team that I always joked, and I was wrong. I've already admitted this on a podcast that I thought that this year's team would dip a little bit because of hitting, because of Allo going and everything else. What they did differently, I actually hit better than I thought too, but their pitching was phenomenal. Yes. This year. But we lost our best pitcher. So...
And that's sad, and that's what I'm hoping that Kennedy comes in.
She ain't coming.
I know, but you can still hope. All right, 15 longest college football winning streaks. Here we go.
Yeah, and USC's second behind Oklahoma.
Sorry, Kenny, I type faster than you.
That's fine.
You have slow, fat hands. What's that?
No, don't need to look at the logos. Just get to
I like looking at the logos.
Who the fuck? Yeah, get to the real shit. I mean, my word.
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
There we go. There's a real one.
So they've got.
Look back down. Look what they were not considered a major college football team.
No, and we played for the national title only twice in that streak of 4 years.
Oh yeah, but it's weird.
Notre Dame was the loss that we started on, and Notre Dame was a loss that ended the streak.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Bud had to argue.
Why I hate them.
We got a Yale team. We're only looking.
Get to realistic shit.
Yale team. Toledo.
That's
cool. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I didn't
impressive. I didn't even
who was
realize
even coaching that?
Well, USC
we need to look up.
I think USC was like 30. Oh, I forgot about Miami. Yes.
That was Coker.
And they should have won that game against Ohio State, and that could have. Well, they
Butch Davis started it, and I think Coker
finished it. Yeah.
Penn.
Best defensive team I've ever seen in college.
Oh, here's number 8. Southern Cal had the 34.
So that was the one that I thought that could do.
Oh, we got a 31. We got another one.
No, but I thought that one was the one that could have
USC.
I concerned me just because if they continued their talent.
Yeah, those are the only ones.
But 47 and 29. I mean, you're getting in semantics now.
It's
just
we are in there 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Alabama, 78-80.
But going back to
I could
recruiting,
have swore that Saban had.
OU was on that 3 times.
Yeah. Football though is a little different because the pressure is you got so many different. I mean, they're all wanting to get drafted. I mean, that's the deal. These girls come in and they're just wanting to play. And if you come in as an all-star in high school, but you're getting ready to come to the best team ever, can you fit in? What do? You start recruiting. I just thought it was such pressure filled. And
what was the other news?
If you're really not having fun,
you sent some girls to the national team.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
I don't know from this team. I think it was from this team this year. We sent some girls to.
I don't know which ones. I think Kinsey Hansen was one of them. Our catcher.
Yeah,
she's coming back. But no, I don't know. I thought that they played. Not that they played tight. I thought that they just. I think it was a relief when they won it because once that streak kept building and building and building because they lost early to Baylor and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And that's when I tooted my horn and went, see? I told you man, it's good.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden they heard me and they're like, God damn it, we're winning because in spite of Kitty Weiss. But anyway, no.
Well, we all do everything just to spite you anyway.
We kind of do.
So... No,
that's why your wife goes to bed early.
But I mean, it was an amazing accomplishment.
It really was.
Just watching them, I had a friend of mine text me and he said, "Patty just looks done." I said, "No, Patty's just relieved."
Oh my God, Kenny, you don't have friends outside of us.
Anyway, he's just relieved. That's when she sat there and she went, "Yeah, I just want to go shopping, holding her grandkid." Fun fact about speaking of OU softball, I'll save it for my minute because I got some juicy news related to that.
Juicy.
Because we took our week off and went to the baseball game, and I had to babysit a drunk Kenny. Vegas Knights won.
I helped a little bit.
Allegedly,
I helped a little bit.
Kenny, there was no allegedly. You were screaming.
Your shoulders hurt the next morning from spinning the fucking wheel.
I blame it. I blame it on the beer that doesn't sponsor us.
Crowded room, and I'm sitting across the room.
He was screaming outside.
And you're yelling, "Wrong thimble!" Oh, cute. Now everybody's hearing you and laughing.
I will say one thing.
The funny thing was, as soon as you left that machine, some guy came in, got it up to 9.
Yeah,
I will say one thing. You handled the drunk lady throat chopping you, saying she's playing on that machine now.
Yeah, Kenny had a semi altercation in a high stakes
room. What's an altercation? She practically tackled me, and
she did.
She did not tackle. She pushed you out of the way.
She did. I don't know how you. I would be like, bitch, back the fuck up.
An elderly woman accosted Kenny and just pushed him to the
ground. He didn't even get the last money off the machine. He didn't even get the button hit before she's like, I'm playing this machine.
Oh, I know. That was hilarious.
I was like, holy shit, the gall on some people.
The good thing was that I had talked to the security guard before, so we had a rapport already built up. So I could be like, whoa, buddy, I got him. I mean, he's skinny as hell. He wouldn't have done anything. They would have been like a weird skinny nut fighter tussle. They would have slap fight.
70-year-old versus Kitty. I'm still not sure. It's pretty much even money.
He was talking about the security guard, not the lady.
No, but I'm talking about the lady.
They would have all three been involved in it.
Taken me down, apparently.
She would have. She had those.
She throat chopped you. I was like, holy fuck.
She
I
had
looked at
those-
you. You looked at me. There was eye contact. I was like, oh, God.
She had those glued in extensions.
At least you wasn't as mad as you were when we were at the pool. Them motherfuckers are still swimming.
You.
Yes.
Why? Why did you drink that much watching golf? Why didn't you just come down with us?
You know, actually,
the golf game was on.
No, I
You were
didn't know
angry at
that.
the
I
golf
didn't know
game.
that, and I wasn't angry about the golf game. Actually, it was kind of one of them deals. I was watching the end of the U.S. Open on a Sunday night, and I thought, man, it's almost like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Or it's going to end at 9 o'clock, and I'm watching that, and I'm rooting for, not that Wyndham Clark I'm against. I just wanted someone to catch him to make it interesting.
I have no idea who this
and
is.
I kept watching, and then it was one of those deals that I was like, well, hey, did Van Fleet go to Houston? Is that what that just said? Did I miss that?
What was I looking
That
at?
Van Fleet went to Houston?
Connor McDavid won
Yeah,
the
he wins a
Trophy.
Hart. That's obvious.
I don't know where it was at.
Oh, and you gotta love
Did I go too
Kendrick
far?
Perkins just talking to talk.
Did I go too far? I think I went too
Reminds me of you. What did I say that out
didn't
loud?
even
What
tell you.
happened? Sorry.
far. I didn't hear that in my.
No, I said Kendrick Perkins just
Perkins?
talks to
Perkins.
talk. I mean, there we go, right there.
Oh, there we go. It looks like. Oh,
Has he always been on there? God, I really need to fucking. Oh no, these are potential. See, because allegedly they want Austin Reeves,
right.
but
I
Dylan
heard
Brooks.
that.
But Dylan Brooks isn't there. Is this even? Okay, just
I think this is just a. This is
a
just a how.
hypothetical.
Yeah. This is
Because I
just-
thought the Rockets, everyone was below 22
How to
for their
use-
team. They've drafted the top 5 the past 4 years ever since Harden's left, and still can't win. And they went through a coach.
Yeah, that's just them going through.
No, but I mean, Kendrick Perkins won one title with the Celtics when he was young. Then they bring him over to the Thunder, and then he can't fix
I
that
forgot
mess.
how. Yeah, I forgot how long he was.
And between all the drama with Harden and Westbrook, and it's one of those deals that the Thunder really, man, one of the greatest teams to never win it will be in history, and we lived it. You didn't, because you were out dicking around in California. That might have been Colorado, actually.
What year?
07, 08, 09, that type of year. Were
Yeah.
you eating
Yeah, I
rice
think it
patties
was-
and stuff like that? Yes.
Rice patties.
He was in some kind of kelp and
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and like black bean
Yeah.
salsa.
yeah.
You know what? I'll show you a picture.
Hit a nerve?
I'll show you a picture. Yeah, it hit a nerve because I want to look like that again.
Oh,
I look sexy as hell. I was
yes.
like wearing no
Whoa,
clothes.
whoa.
you look like
wait
a
a-
skinny Larry. But anyway, so
Oh!
go back to.
Kenny Pickett.
Did you like my picture? No one responded to my
I didn't
picture.
understand. It was his wife's hand.
I know. That's why I drew the arrow to that. Are we moving to? Oh, you never
usually
look at our
remember
I
don't
never
they do-
look at your
Don't
tail.
they usually do the hand on the
God.
hand?
Yeah,
Look
so
at-
he did that. I just drew
Okay.
the arrow because it was in his pocket. So anyway, okay, let's move on from basketball.
I finally understand it.
Yeah. So anyway,
It's just-
so
it's just-
there's
it's
this
just an
picture
arrow.
randomly that Kenny Pickett and his girlfriend, fiance, they're married now, I guess.
Looks like Zach.
And so his hand is in the pocket, and then the next picture on Twitter is her hand. And I just drew an arrow from his hand
and I didn't
to
understand.
hers, and I said,
Which
Kenny
is weird
Pickett's
because
tiny
when
hands.
you
Okay,
do the
just look
engagement,
for the first time. Okay, sorry.
when you do the engagement photograph, you have both the rings. Or is that the marriage?
The marriage, yeah.
Is it the
both
marriage?
rings.
Okay.
The
Well, that-
engagement.
was
just
that the
hers.
engagement? She
That
was in a
the
white dress,
engagement.
wasn't she?
No, that was the
No,
engagement.
it was
Did they
engagement.
get-
No.
Oh no, they got married.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they got married. Yeah, it was a wedding.
that
She was in a
yeah,
white
they
dress.
should have had both hands.
Yeah.
You should have.
Well,
both
I mean,
hands.
some of them they do because I think the writer of that just screenshotted into that huge diamond because they didn't get.
That's not a white dress. That's a white, almost see-through top and pants.
Okay.
Yeah,
she was
but it
wearing
does
white.
say-
But
it
anyway,
does say
they
right
got
here.
fucking married.
It
But
does say
anyway,
Kenny
I
Pickett
didn't
has.
say they didn't get married. I'm just saying that photo.
well, I remember the white.
was-
It was the white pants.
But
Okay,
they are.
she had a white
They are
pantsuit
married
on.
now.
Maybe he wore white pants too. I don't know.
He did.
Oh.
They both did. He had a blue coat on.
Kenny, can you name everything you wore when you got married? T-shirt.
Which time? Which time?
But that's what I'm saying. Every time.
I was not wearing white. But anyway, so
We all know you're not a virgin.
so
Your
no,
wife- first
I
wife was definitely
joked
not a
about
virgin.
that because I just said that. And I sent it to Sean because he's in love with Kenny Pickett and
Well,
Purdy.
Zach is too. Did you see
And
that?
so anyway, on the NFL front, I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't have a lot to talk about the NFL, but
But he could stretch it out to 30 minutes.
no,
We'll
real
get
quick,
into stats
no,
on
real quick
something.
because I'm going to do the math. I think next week, and I'll let you know because we're getting ready. I mean, guys, we are at the end of June.
We're
that
at the end
means
of our
we've only
season.
got 2 more months
Well, we're at the end. We're coming to
before
the end.
football comes back.
What the hell's going on?
Who knows?
It's across the street in the driveway.
Yeah.
No.
So 2
No,
months.
there's somebody there. It's Zach.
So we got 2 months to.
The prodigal son is here.
So we got 2 months before. So we're going to plan to talk about each division, each conference of college football, and I'll send you out the list next
Okay.
week because we're
Okay.
going to be too up.
Okay.
And then each division of NFL.
Oh my God, we're
Well,
going back
we're
to the
coming-
list, and
It's
Hold
prediction
on.
time.
Hey,
And so
So
anyway,
we're coming to the end of our season.
Yeah.
I think last year I used the All-Star break as the end of our season to begin what we started uploading as season 1, even though there was more before that. So what's going to happen is All-Star break for the MLB.
season 2.
I've got to work that week, and then when we come back, we'll start with season two.
Okay.
and goal.
And that way
of-
we can get Kenny,
goal of the-
Kenny talking about how
the Indians-
Tua.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mushhead is
Oh.
going to be the
And
greatest.
Dalvin Cook, has he signed yet? Because I cannot wait. Because I know it's coming. It's going to be a
Hey,
Miami.
I haven't
sign-
seen anything.
Oh,
I
it
haven't
hadn't.
seen
He
anything.
hadn't signed yet. But I know Miami's it. And everyone's like, oh shit. And then Tyreek Hill punched somebody. So yeah.
What? I haven't even seen
Yeah, God, I
I've
forgot
been
about
working.
that. Yeah, he
I have
he
actually
punched
been forced
somebody
to
at a
work
marina or some
For the
shit.
last
Yes.
4 days,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I
for
saw
the last
that
4
news.
days I've been forced to work. I saw Antonio Brown
you
is
poor
being
thing. I work all the
sued.
time. But anyway. Oh yeah,
Wow,
'cause
do you?
His team fucking
you?
got
So
kicked
do
out
I.
of
I
whatever
work so
weird,
hard.
out of some weird
All of us
league
working.
that was like the XFL type.
No, it was Arena. It was
Well,
Arena.
yeah.
It was the
Oh,
Albany
Arena,
Empire, and they're now trying to sue him because he didn't pay him. And he took it out of their pay. He took the paychecks back out of their bank accounts.
Party on.
All right. But we
Anyway,
were gonna
those picks are getting ready to happen. Let's move on real quick to what?
to push his.
No.
Do we have?
Yeah, I guess we could. I mean,
Because I don't have any. We don't have really. There's nothing else really in sports. Congratulations to LSU. 18-4. They,
Oh, Kenny's looking at you like you're
yeah.
a
Okay,
dumbass.
so I want to talk a little bit about baseball. So, a couple
That's
things.
fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I think I picked LSU when the cultural.
Oh
series
my
started.
God!
I
The
didn't talk about
pomp-assery of Kenny.
No, I didn't talk-
I was right. I spoke
No,
around.
no. I didn't
Virginia's
know.
really good.
We had this
Florida's
conversation.
awesome.
No, off
LSU,
air.
In his front
they
yard.
can
No,
all
off air.
win it.
Off air. No, off air. We had this conversation, and
in your front yard.
I just wanted to make it clear about what my 4-sport winning streak was, and that was XFL, NBA, college baseball,
3 fingers.
and I'm waiting for the 4th one because this one was down. And what was the 4th? We had a 4th just now. God, what was it? Well,
Don't
I
remember
replayed
the
'cause
4th.
Sean
We
went,
had 3.
Oh, shit, there's 4.
Sean's not going to remember.
Oh, well, I was talking maybe about last year's. No, it wasn't last year's basketball.
It's goddamn NBA.
Rookie of the year, yes. So I led into that player runner-up rookie of the year. Yes. So
Who won the NCAA bowl picks? Oh, that
Zach.
was me. That was me. Who won the
Football?
NFL? Yeah, who won the
dude, we're talking about a streak, not about fucking last year or beginning of this year. I'm
who won
talking
the-
about a streak.
Okay, who won the hockey? Oh, that would be me also.
I guess. I mean, that's a streak of 1.
He sounds so dejected.
No, I'm just
One.
Kenny
Winning
always.
one.
I'm
Winning
the
on a
winner.
streak.
But the way he talks, Virginia's really good. They could win it. LSU could win it. Florida could also win it. I picked all those teams, and one of them won it.
No, very clear. I picked LSU. It's on recording. That's a fact because you picked Wake and you picked
I did
Virginia.
pick Wake.
Yes. And but
Wake
anyway,
was taken out by the champions.
as was Florida, who I also said could be there. You see,
That's
But-
what that. There
but-
we go. You
but-
see, I said Florida could
The
be there also.
circle is
The
no,
circle
complete.
but I
is complete.
finally
Pomp-assery.
said my final pick.
His
is
pomp
LSU.
circle is complete.
All right, move on to his.
All right, Creston, go ahead. Let's just run you right in there.
The Outdoor Minute
And
is Kenny is right about everything because he talks his way through it.
Unlike Kenny's Madonna-faced son, it's time for the Outdoor Hour Minute. Day, week.
Had a makeup tournament this weekend for the March 3rd, 6th, whatever it was. Too cold of weather. I was worried about not unloading the boats because the ice would freeze as the other trailers were pulling up out of the water. So we had a makeup this weekend. We fished Saturday and Sunday both. 2 separate tournaments. Saturday it took 11:14 or something to get a check. We had 10:74, 3 fish limit. Don't know what it took Sunday, but we had 11:58 or something. And obviously that was more than what it took the day before. It should be tougher on the second day. I'm hoping we got a check. When
will you know?
Oh, I could look it up right now. Probably. You can look at Future Bass and see if he's posted who.
Oh, okay.
But
I didn't know the standings would be there. Let's go ahead.
Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. The Nichols, the Skeeter, they usually post it within a day of the tournament. Sometimes the smaller clubs like Future Bass and AIA and stuff take a few days. Yeah, there we go. See what we got here. But yeah, so we had a makeup tournament that we done on Saturday and then the regular tournament scheduled for Sunday. Tough weekend, caught a lot of fish. I've had a lot of trouble the past year and a half on finding big fish. I cannot catch.
Yeah, and you and I talked about that too. It's weird that the larger fish.
Well,
what are you
I don't know what I'm doing wrong because
what is everybody else bringing? How big?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to say his name, but there's another fisherman. There's several other fishermen, but there was one this weekend that has.
You know who you are.
He's been doing good, but the thing is he'll come in like Saturday. He came in. He had a 5-pounder and a 3-pounder and a almost 4-pounder. And then Sunday he comes in. He has 2 absolute line burner 14-inch fish that's 1 3/4 pounds and a 6-pounder. I mean, I am not getting those bites. Saturday we come in and we had a 3.5, 3 3/4, another 3.5, and then a 3 1/4. I mean, we cannot get the 4-pound bites. Now, Sunday, we got 1 4-pound bite and another 2 of the 3.5-pound bites. Saturday, we caught, 30, 35 keepers. Sunday, we switched everything up. We went from fishing normal spots. We just started random fishing shit that we haven't fished in years that we used to catch fish off of. Did get 1 4-pound bite. But it's not the same. I mean, fish tournaments for 25 years now, and you find, you know what the fish do year after year, where they go, where they set up. Sometimes, you'll have 30 or 40 spots, brush piles, points, deep ledges, different things. And if you run through them throughout the day, you'll find one of those spots that is holding the right kind of fish to do good. The last 3 years, it's like you run all those spots and there's 2-pounders on them. When used to, you would run all those spots and they would be 3.5, 4s, 5s, occasionally a 6, a 7. I'm not catching those fish. I can't find them. So it's starting to get to be one of them deals where it's like, what are you looking at? 15? What?
Oh, I was just. It says the Grand Lake standings. Is this not you?
Yeah, Grand Lake standings. Tally and tally. What tournament is that though? Tourney 1.
It just says Tourney 1, Tourney 2.
So they haven't got them posted yet because we're on 3 and 4. We just finished 3 and 4, so they're not posted yet. Moore and Harrell right there. We're in 18th place overall out of how many people? That's 18th so far.
Are you going to be on there more than once, or you just fish with?
No, that's just it. Moore and Harrell at 18th place out of 101 boats.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
And that's not counting the last 2 tournaments, which we should have moved up, having
So those haven't posted yet.
No.
Now I did some fishing in our week off.
Sorry, I was reading something else. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I caught a turtle.
Oh, okay.
Way bigger than anything he's caught.
Got a turtle. Love it.
And Jamie didn't know how to use the gun to shoot it.
So, but yeah. So the tournament, and also at Grand Lake, the spoonbill jumping is absolutely stupid.
Like it's worse.
Yes. We fished this past weekend.
You didn't take another one to the
No, we fished this past weekend, and I made my partner. I was like, "Hey, drive slow," and I bet we saw at least 30 or 40 spoonbill each day
and
jump.
To remind everybody that what happened was it last year in a tournament?
Yes,
Was it this time or was it
September?
September? Crescent and his partner were speeding across the lake to go to another spot, and Creston was knocked damn near unconscious.
It was a hospital visit.
It was.
It was a hospital visit by a
Permanent nerve damage in my left arm.
By a leaping
That's not
spoonbill.
dramatic.
I'm just saying.
You can still use it to pick up a beer.
Just permanent nerve damage in my left arm.
Drama.
It is drama. I've got doctor's reports on it. Do we need to go into all
Yes,
this
we need
shit?
to bring this up for Kenny
Okay.
because
I'm gonna need copies.
Kenny
Okay.
likes stats.
Hey, Kitty
Yes,
does
stats.
love stats. But yeah, I mean, and the biologists say it's because there's so much pollution in the lakes nowadays that they're jumping, and the reason they jump, they come up and jump and slap against the water to knock they eat algae, plankton, moss, whatever you want to call it, and the pollution gets stuck in their gills because they just swim with their mouth
so
open.
they're just slapping it.
Yeah,
out.
they swim with their mouth open, collect
So what's
the food.
Kenny's
and
excuse? And he's slapping around on the water.
I mean, people should recycle.
Kenny gets in the water.
No, Kenny
Good
doesn't
point.
get in the water.
I did the other night with a belt on.
Oh, that was in a pool at a drunken moment.
It was water.
It was water.
Up to my waist.
Yeah, and
wanted
you
to
would have
stay
thought
longer.
you would have thought I shot his son. Any one of the three or all three. I was like, "Hey, bud, you know you got your leather belt on." I know I've got my belt, and my pants fall down. Destiny fucked
Stop.
up.
We're not going to rehash that moment. That was a very angry.
But I would have stayed in the water longer, you see. So,
With his belt.
with my belt.
on.
Let's
All right.
take my panties up.
What you got coming up?
I'm pretty much done till I have 2 more tournaments left. I have one each month in the Future Bass till September, and then September it kicks back off.
And we're going to get Kenny out to go noodling soon, like tomorrow.
He is not getting in the water, but we have to get him to go. If nothing else, we have to get him to go bow fishing. If nothing else.
Kenny, I need you to clear your schedule. Get your son on that to work for the next couple days, and we're going to go.
Oh, God, I got choked. What happened?
Me too.
Kenny clearing his schedule and getting his son to actually do work.
I didn't say a word. I got choked.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. So you're gonna restart in September, is what you said?
The Future Bass does have a tournament each month in July and August.
Okay.
But I just got one tournament, one in July and one in August, and
Yeah,
in
because when I
September.
looked at it, they've only got the next.
Yeah. So
You don't do anything else. Do you know what happened with at Uluga this last week? They look like they had a fishing tournament up there.
there's a lot of tournaments that go out of Ulaga.
Too good for that.
No, it's not too good for that. I don't. Okay.
Appreciate.
No, the
I
Ulaga.
don't do Wednesday tournaments.
The problem is they have them on Tuesday nights,
Yeah, this was. Yeah,
Missed it by a day.
it's Tuesday.
and my wife works late on that night, so I don't have a babysitter for the kids. First of all,
Kenny's wife's
And-
not doing anything.
She works late on Tuesday.
and then second of all,
Name one thing.
I don't like. Okay, the problem I have is right now I don't have a boat, so I would have to go with my father or Clint. They can't take off and go around to the dam to be there in time. They will not allow you to.
Well, back up.
It starts at the dam.
Yeah, but what did you just say? They can't take off and be around at the dam at time, or what?
Yeah, when they're working, like
They
Clint
can't
works
get to the-
late.
Can't get to the-
I
He
thought
can't-
you meant there was a boating issue.
No,
okay,
he
I'm with
can't
you.
make it to the dam by
Gotcha.
6 o'clock to take off.
Gotcha.
Shit, I'm
But
usually
when he
there.
gets home from work, he can be to Spencer Creek, unload the boat, and we can take a 5-minute boat ride to the dam, pay our money, and take off. But he can't drive all the way around to Uligal from Chelsea.
Is that a requirement?
You have to unload at the dam.
Yeah, they launch at the dam.
Gotcha.
They said it's too dangerous to unload and drive there by water, but yet you can go out and drive and fish a night tournament in the nighttime if you leave the dam. It's safer when you leave the dam.
Of course.
Yes,
It's so
so-
open.
Because that's where they get the $5.
I'm just saying, the rules they have for
found that
the tournaments at Uligal,
That's it?
I do not like.
That's only $5 part.
Oh, parking.
Yeah, I don't care about the $5 parking. The point is,
We paid more in Texas.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like the rules they
Took us a
have.
while longer to get there too.
It did. Take Ballpark Avenue and
Navigator up there,
AT&T way.
AT&T Way and Ballpark
No,
Way.
you were talking to the women. The women were navigating from
I
another
just
car.
looked at the text and I read it as how it was responding.
I
to me.
drove exactly where you told me to drive. Did I not?
You did until I went. I think they just went ahead of us.
it when it was needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't like. They have some rules. They also put the marina, Redbud Marina, off limits. Okay,
To
whatever.
fish or get out
To
of there.
fish.
Is that
to
because
fish.
they're
Well, they have boat slips in there, and there's electric ran under the water, and you could hook that and blah blah blah. It's the same
Seems
way at
fucking
every
dangerous, but
marina. There's water lines and electric that come through the water to come up to the dock. You can't go to the bank and come out to the dock. 90% of them are ran under the water.
well, yeah.
But Redbud Marina, and that's another thing.
Has there
When you
been
go,
an instance?
well, you go down there and you go to, like, just fun fishing. If I want to go, you can catch so many fish at the marina.
So they want their locals there to catch it.
They come down and they try to run you off, and the owners, you can't fish here. It's not state law. It's public water. It's GRDA. It's
Corps-
grand
well,
and
Corps
Corps
of Engineers,
for
yeah.
but it's still all the same. It's all a government entity,
Wait, which-
and if you pay taxes, it's public water. There's also a easement on the water that I can
Well, they
go
don't
up
own
on.
any of that either.
They do. That's what I'm saying. So their dock, they have a permit for their dock to float
Have
there.
we bitched about the Corps engineers in a while?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Okay.
That's really been a minute.
I've just, it's always fathomed to me that you could just make so much money by developing Uligal Lake. I
Ladies
mean,
and gentlemen, welcome to the...
But it's a flood control lake, so they're never going to develop it because Uligal will be.
take your highest point, don't build a house below it. I mean, we've already hit the
I know,
the
but
threshold.
Uligal is so flat
Can I
that the
ask
house
what this
below
has to
it,
do with
when
it?
it
No,
I'm
floods,
just saying,
I mean, it
look
comes
at all
up
the-
winging on and comes plumb up
Yeah,
to the back of
look
the
at
bait
all the
shop.
hills and stuff. I mean, you go to Grand Lake. How many houses are built on the bluffs that you've got to step down like 900 miles?
Okay, but where's the bluffs on Uligal? Maiden Bluff? That's about the only bluff you
But there's
got.
hills and shit. I mean, you could still develop that shit. You take big. I mean, anything can be developed.
I'm not saying that. But
You
they,
take enough-
they don't care about anything on Uligal is nothing but a flood control lake.
I understand that. I
Guys,
understand
this
the
is a
intent.
sports podcast, not a
We're in the outdoor
not
minute,
not a development.
We're in the outdoor minute.
Now, wait a minute. Kenny does his stats and bullshittery for hours, and I can't have 15 minutes for myself? Fuck off.
No, you got your 15 minutes for that. I'm just...
Well, it had been 15
Kenny
minutes.
keeps
yeah.
bringing in goddamn Corps of Engineers and where you can build a house and a deck.
I'm not even talking about a house, a deck, yes, but I'm talking more about a boat slip or something like that. And then the Corps could make money off that. I mean, they could say, oh, you want a boat slip in this area? It's $20 a year. Whatever. And if it falls apart, well, it's your fucking fault. You know what?
I understand this, but
But those docks move up and down. I mean,
I
you
know
what
they
I'm
do.
saying?
You
But the
just
Corps
learned
don't give
that
a shit.
tonight.
The Corps does not give a shit.
I know they don't
for
because they're
Uligal
backwards
because
thinking.
they are. I'm not saying they're not.
It's almost like, okay, let me get into this too a little bit. Oklahoma, Route 66 is the mother road, obviously.
Okay.
You drive down it, they mow it once a year.
No
It's
shit.
dangerous.
Yes.
Between the medians and everything else. Why couldn't you lease that space for signs? We've all been to Missouri. We've all gotten close to the goddamn nut house of some sort, and the sign is about this tall. It's only about this wide, and it's in the median of what ours would be.
You got rid of the median. So.
No, I'm just saying, And listen, you're going to lease this space and you're going to put a sign that's small. I mean, driving down the road, it's not like you're turning. And you're going to have to mow all this. This is part of your lease. And if you don't, your sign's jerked up. Someone else can get put there. All your responsibility. And you're going to pay us every year. And we don't have to mow it.
Okay, but
I'm not even talking about the center. I understand the center type shit.
But here's my deal. I see what you're saying, but fuck that. How much taxes do you pay?
Well,
no.
I
they
know
can't even fix the road, so why the fuck are we talking about mowing?
I'm saying, how about revenue generating just to get the mowing done?
Because they're just going to.
I'm going to tell you,
embezzle the money anyways.
I'm going to tell you, revenue generating.
I'm not saying that.
There's farmers all up and down Route 66 that would bail the center median and the shoulders if they would let them just go out there. They would knock it down, bail it.
They did it in the 80s.
They were doing up on 28. Actually, I saw them picking.
Okay,
up
but
there's certain people that do that.
They did it
how
in
about
the
66? That's what I'm saying. They don't let them do that.
I know, but I can understand.
They used to.
No, hold on.
So we don't even need the signs like you're talking about. Just let the farmers that live up and down and the ranchers.
My only deal is they let it got to get pretty high to bail it. I'm talking about the center medians there.
Okay.
Still,
right now,
there's ways to generate revenue
nipple
to help
high
your state.
right now.
I know, and they just drop.
And they wouldn't let. I mean, it would never get over waist high, even if you let the ranchers just bail it.
It's just backwards, and just like the Corps. I mean, how many people could develop these bluffs or non-bluffs? Just build up the hill and have these. I mean, Hudson's kind of a prime example. I would think that has a lot of areas that you got to walk a ways to get to.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
And
I'm
make
just saying
the money
they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
I mean, just make them. There's no liability. Just make them. I mean, sometimes common sense has to play that's my outdoor goddamn opinion today. Jesus Christ, mow the.
But common sense doesn't pay
and the Corps,
nothing.
Let's get you freaking. Let's make some
nothing.
money.
It's nothing.
Let people live. I mean, you can make Oologah into kind of a tits attractive. I mean, it's a huge lake.
Okay.
And there's nothing developed on it. There's only these little certain pockets.
I understand,
And
but
if there's
the
a house
reason,
on it,
but
they're looking with binoculars. They're like, oh, look at the water.
But here's the reason. Because Oologah is such a flat land and flat lake, there's so much more in floodplain in Oologah that you can't get close enough to the water to develop it, and they're not going to give up their land around the lake. The Corps is not going to give that land up.
Oh, I know. I understand the point, but it's just a point that just like no ATVs or no. I mean, look what Disney, the business it brings to the.
I'm not disagreeing with
saying?
you. I'm just saying that the government's not going to give up
cruising
land
down there and everything else. Now, if it's only flood, then you're not protecting anything else, are you? You're not protecting any wildlife or anything like that. So why not let those groups come down there and ride and have these settings? You know what I mean?
Here's where they're coming from. I'm going to take their side for just a minute. I'm not. Okay, I'm not.
No, go. I want to hear it. I want to hear it because I'm going to argue it.
I know you're going to argue it, and I could argue your side that you're going to argue easier than I can argue this side.
Give me your side.
Here's the deal:
Minus the flood shit.
They don't make no more land. Period. Land is not being developed.
Sure, I agree.
You cannot build land.
I agree.
So the United States government owns the land around the lake. It's in the floodplain. They're not going to give up the rights. You're not going to be able to come in there and homestead and put up a house for 60 days or whatever it is until you.
At this day and age, I think Oklahoma might just let you buy it.
No, they're not going to do that. That is the government's land. It's under the floodplain. They use Oologah Lake for a flood control lake. That's the only reason it was built, was for flood control. So they own the land around that for flood control. They're not going to develop it because that's giving up their rights and their land, and there's none of that being made anymore. And as long as they have that, that's extra money and collateral for the government, period.
Now, my only argument to that is you're never giving it up. You're only leasing it.
Never going to give you up.
No. Oklahoma, with the land rush and everything, if you live on something for so many days, own it.
This isn't living. So that's what I'm saying. You can't live on it.
If you have a permanent residence, whether it's a dock,
there's no residence.
It's a dock floating. It's still you can still say you're living on it. You can live on a houseboat. You can live on a yacht. It's still you.
Oh, I think there can be some ways, legal ease around that. I think that's a scapegoat if that's their reasoning for that. I just think that, and you ain't living on a 4-wheeler. I'm just talking about no one down there on the rocks or below the dam live down there, do they? Have you seen anybody living down there? They might try to put a tent, but somebody's going to run them off and say, "Hey,
I understand,
this isn't a permanent
Wait,
structure."
wait. I can say there might be people actually living at
Sean,
the
can you
lake.
quit playing Candy Crush and go ahead and have a conversation with
really
it? He's playing Candy Crush.
No,
Jesus
I'm playing something else.
Candy Crush.
It's
But
not
anyway.
candy. There's no candy.
Well, it's
It's whatever,
Suitcase
yeah.
Crush. But anyway, it looks like suitcase
Well, I got bored with
flour.
your fucking.
No, I'm just saying. I never.
No, but
there's
there
always
is-
money to
there
be
is-
made in this world.
there are
and when you look
people-
past it,
There are
it's just
people
dumb.
living at the lake, not in a camper, not in a tent, but at the pavilions. They have their pillows. They have
That's
their
just homeless people.
right, but that's what I'm saying.
There's not
Somebody's living.
homesteading there.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you have to have
homesteading.
something
But that's
permanent.
the reasoning for the whole.
All right, we're
I
at an
think
hour.
the
Are we
legalese
done?
though
We're
be
at an hour.
if this is on the water, it's
You-
not permanent.
I could agree with you,
You
but
know?
it doesn't.
But, okay, now who's to argue that? Can you not put a boat out on the lake and live in it? Just cruise around living on it. You see?
But
that-
the boat is not tied to the land and fastened.
No,
any
I
way.
understand that, but I understand because that you would think that would be considered permanent. Yes, I agree. That was my only.
Okay.
That was my only deal. Is I just think that there's a lot of stupidness the way that people look at government.
I'm
There
on
always
your
has
side.
been.
I'm trying to argue the other side. For
And
you.
I don't think that if it's only flood control, then why not just increase the value of the flood control lake that, well, if your dock sinks because the water got big, well, fuck off. That's your fault. But you're going to pay us if you want another dock. And let's say you pay $20 a month.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I
understand.
just never understood that. And then they could take that money and, I don't know, do something else. I mean, I just think that everyone sits there and goes, well, this is always the way it's been.
But it's
You know?
if they took it to Congress and passed the law, I understand what you're saying. But as of right now,
Hey,
if
Javi
they're-
followed us 14 minutes ago.
I'm just saying, as of right now,
Is
Javi
his
did.
last name
Yes,
Yeah.
Cazares.
Cazares?
Cazares.
But as of right now, the way the laws are written and everything is done, if there's any permanent structure on there more than X amount of days, whatever it is, 60, 90, 30, whatever it is, it's homesteading because you're in Oklahoma.
Change
and
the fucking law. That's
I'm
all
not-
you got to do.
I
I'm
understand
just
what you're
don't- I
saying.
mean, common sense has got to be put back in the government. And that's why
It's never going to be. It's never
not
going
yet,
to be.
but
It's
it can
it-
be, though. That's all
It
I'm
can
saying.
be, but it's not going to be.
Especially
because
with the
the
core.
rich can't get richer.
Hey, Mark Terry and Micah James both followed us. too,
The
15
rich
Everybody
can get richer.
followed.
I'm-
We gotta
By
go.
doing-
We need to get back to sports.
Well, no, I'm just saying we're on the outdoor minute. I'm talking the core, the Peace Corps.
How is outdoors
it the
not
Peace
a
Corps?
sport?
What is it?
Hey,
It's the
whoa,
Corps of
wait a
Engineers.
minute. How's outdoors not a sport? They have college fishing. They have professional fishing. So what the fuck is that not a sport?
You guys
so
are
you have
bitching about
college.
the fucking
No, you
Corps
have
of
college
Engineers
softball, college
and
baseball, college
development.
football, college
No,
everything.
We're not
they
talking
have
about
that in
We're
fishing
talking
too.
about
So how is
increasing
it
the
not a sport?
livelihood on Oklahoma's lakes, regardless of what
You're
they're
talking about living in a
categorized-
goddamn boat.
No, we were talking about laws there. You know.
We don't. We were sports and.
No, but that's an
It's
outdoor
your,
deal.
you know what? We're starting. We're starting yours.
I mean, can you imagine?
this is
no,
your
no, I'm
minute.
just saying. Can you imagine all the homes and the, and the boat docks and stuff on
I could give
Uligal
two
bringing
shits.
people? Now
I
they
don't
just,
want people there. I do not want people there.
and that brings you to the old crew right over there.
That's
I'm
totally
not
fine.
disagreeing with. I was just trying to argue the other side with you.
I know. I can.
I
see-
don't want
can
people
see
there.
your side. All right, Kristen, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Right.
We got to go on because we're running short on time.
I thought that was a good goddamn conversation.
I thought it was,
and I
too.
also think that someone should be following us from the Corps of Engineers and going, "Wow, these guys got their shit together. Let's nominate them for president, co-presidents of the Corps of Engineers." Do we need a presidential act on that?
Do I need to make you another logo?
I'm just saying, yes, please. I'm all about that.
Anything that's got Kitty's name on it, he is about it.
No, I'm just saying it's just stupid. Sometimes
It is
common
stupid.
sense just got to play in that. So, now that we're done, let's talk about common sense. I've talked about my four.
Welcome
Sport
to
winning.
Kitty's Common Sense Statistic Hour.
I've talked about four straight sports common sense. No, honestly, I just have a couple things to say about. I want to talk about baseball a little bit, and I know it's not something we approach a lot about.
We really kind of gloss over.
We
baseball.
kind of with the
If
I
you
know
bring up the goddamn Guardians, I'm gonna punch you.
no, I know I talked about.
I'm knocking those two teeth out.
Listen, I know I picked LSU to win the College World Series, but one team I was really rooting for, obviously, was our local flavor, was ORU. And
Oh, yeah.
ORU, I mean, to watch those guys. They play baseball like everyone should play baseball. Timely hitting, good pitching, good defense, good management.
Have they lost anybody yet to the transfer portal?
I just know I say timely hitting. The one thing they did so horribly wrong in their 2 losses against Florida by 1, TCU beat them again to kick them out. 25 runners left on base. You just can't do that. I mean, it's just one of them. It's just 25 in 2 games. It just wasn't going to happen. But it's a good story.
It's weird that the hitting's there, but it's not hitting
the right
when
time.
It's needed.
The timely hitting. They done it to get there, to win it.
We're gonna have a counter how many times
and then those.
Hitting.
But anyway, just a couple things also about baseball. Oakland Athletics, they're moving. They're going to Vegas.
We already
7-game win streak. Tampa Bay first place by 4.5 games. They have 1 All-Star that's ever made the All-Star game. Fun fact about that: 1, he'll make it this year. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more, but there was only 1 before that. Cincinnati 12-game winning streak. 126,000 people for their 3-game stretch against Atlanta. They did lose 1. They finally lost 1, but 12-game string. But Great American Ballpark, that was the record, 126,000 and a weekend deal. Also, you sit there and watch baseball. One of the best things I saw was Anaheim, Colorado Rockies. Looked at the score on Twitter. I'm like, it's 23-0 in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you sent me that, and I was like, what?
True.
I got very confused. I was like, wait a minute.
There should be a run rule or mercy rule.
I joked about that.
Yeah, there should be.
We actually,
No
Sports
mercy
allegedly
rule.
tweeted that. Mercy rule after 5? Or what's the run rule after 5?
7,
Anyway.
give them 7 at least.
No,
I mean, that way everybody... Well, 7, you have the 7th inning stretch, and everybody's got their money's worth at the ballpark.
So we move on to baseball final. LSU won. I know I've mentioned that before. First game 4-3. That was an extra inning game. Then it was 24-4, and you're thinking, what the hell? They turn around and win 18-4. LSU Jello shot champions, if you haven't seen, for the one bar.
I didn't know.
There's a contest at one bar.
$3,000.
I don't know, but they hit it big time. I didn't even look at the final deal. Speaking of LSU, we move on to that. LSU vacates 37 wins for Les Miles. 2012 to 2015.
Les Miles is no longer eligible for the college
football. He's no longer
football
eligible because you have to have a 600-plus winning percentage, and that dipped him to 597. Also, his tenure at Kansas dipped him below, so don't be a dipshit and take a job at Kansas. You're never going to get above the winning percentage you always had as a national championship.
Well, he didn't think he was going to lose all those wins either.
Doesn't matter, but he's still done it. Also, Nuggets. Let's talk about that for basketball. Called that 4 games to 1, baby. 1 seed, obviously beat an 8 seed. Hey, but listen.
He's doing the weird hand thing.
Give credit. Give credit to Miami. If you want to talk about basketball, good culture, good team. Just didn't have enough. I said it before they started. It was a bad matchup. It was a horrible matchup for them.
What is it?
Nuggets were too big. You talk about MVP, and what they didn't have last year was Jamal Murray, who got hurt last year. That's why the Nuggets didn't go as far. It was nuts. Put them as my favorite next year to win it. There's no other team that's going to get close.
Spoelstra's been 5 times now? Is that what it is?
4 to 5. There was an interesting stat we talked about that Pat Riley had been a part of 25% of all the NBA Finals as a player, coach, and GM.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And Spoelstra won. Did he win 3 with the Heat or 2?
I don't know. I want to say he won 3.
I thought he won 3 with the
Heat. The big team, and didn't.
But he's been back twice after that.
Yes, I believe so.
And they've lost both of them. So
I believe you're right. I believe you're right. Real quick, let's move on to OU talk before we close up with my segment. OU football.
Your segment.
This is your segment.
That's what I said before I close up with my segment.
Well,
you see OU's football? Well, you were yakking. OU's football.
I'm sorry. Other people could talk during your segment.
No one can talk when Kenny's talking. This is Kenny's passery.
No, we haven't talked about really. We might have talked about it 2 weeks ago. But OU's football schedule I'm sorry, football schedule
Kenny,
for
but you need
SEC. Not this year.
But
we don't win 9 or 10 games, boys. I mean, we should.
We're losing 1, maybe 2.
I got us losing 2.
Yeah.
But anyway. Let's talk about the following year. Home games: Alabama, South Carolina. Hold on, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas is our home games. Obviously, Texas is independent. We're in Dallas. Away games: Auburn, LSU,
But where in
Missouri.
Dallas are we, Kenny?
Missouri, and
Is it
Ole Miss.
AT&T Way
How
or
do
is
you
it
feel about
Ballpark
that?
Way?
Yeah, exactly.
Do what now?
Totally
Sorry.
different part of Dallas.
Yeah.
But anyway, I said no. Bama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas.
Yes.
Then we got Auburn, LSU, Mississippi, Ole Miss. That was the away games. Feelings on that?
I'm definitely not going to Mississippi to watch a game. Damn dirt farmers.
I still think I think OU is going to be on an upswing. I think they're going to be fine.
Is this the rose-colored, crimson-colored
It
glasses?
is. It is.
Well,
Shut
you
up.
saw Colin Cowherd what he said.
We're done.
We're over.
Yeah.
That's it.
He did say that. He has quoted,
But yet
he's the next
USC
Nebraska.
is still in the upswing going to the Big
Hey,
Ten.
we talked about this at the beginning of the when we were talking about coaches. I mean, Lincoln Riley's considered a top 10 coach of all time, and he's did jack shit
He has,
except
yeah.
win Big 12 championships with Bob Stoops' team.
Teams. Yes.
But he
What
is a
has
good
he
offensive
won?
mind.
What has he won with his own team?
Don't forget he brought in Cliff Kingsbury.
I'm not going to sit here and say that he's a bad offensive coach. I think he's one of the best. But a team is a team, and ask Kirby Smart
Okay.
how much you
hang
need
on,
offense.
Hang on.
Well,
Hang on.
how much
You
need your
think
coordinators?
he's a great offensive coach?
How much do you need your coordinators? Go ahead, sir.
Not arguing. Okay. Head coach, you have one of the best.
Didn't say head coach.
Oh,
just
no,
said
you
offense.
have one of the best offensive teams in the nation, and you lose to Georgia in overtime when you should have beat them. Just fucking slam the door on them after the first half.
Who saw this argument coming back up?
Oh my
Well,
god!
look at the Utah game. I mean, just last year.
Okay.
Was it last year?
Both Utah games.
Well, the one that he really blew it. I mean,
that was the first
I mean, the
one.
play calling and just the pressure. It was like you could feel it just getting tight around his neck, and his eyes were squinting on the sideline.
sorry,
I'm just
Chris.
saying, if you're
I
a
agree
great
with you.
offensive mind, you don't lose a game.
Well, that's what he went into head coach mode. See, you see, that's
I'm
what
just
I
saying,
said.
if you-
He's not. If that
Okay.
head coach said, "Hey, you put that foot on the throat, you go," what do? You
Go.
keep calling the same plays. You don't run up the middle 3 times. You don't run up the middle 3 times.
No,
Baker Mayfield and all. There has been a ton.
Here's my problem.
No.
They didn't run up the middle enough. They gave it to, what was his name, Rodney Anderson? The
Yeah.
first play of overtime, 12-yard gain. Didn't hand him the ball again. Kicked a field goal.
But-
Second overtime, they gave it to him. He got 9 yards. I'm sorry. When you get 22 yards and 2 carries and don't get to touch the ball again, that is fucking horrible.
and you've got,
that goes back to the OU LSU game, running all over him. Jason White can't
throw, and then he throws it through the field goal post instead of hitting Keelan Jones wide open in the end zone.
But now,
touchdown.
Now hold on, guys. Now we pick apart that because we see it, because we live it. We don't pick apart everybody else like that.
Okay.
I mean, just like Ohio State won with Jim Tressel.
We
when that
pick
was
you apart all the time.
That was a pass interference. It wasn't a pass interference, but they called it on Miami. See, Miami's streak could have continued, but I mean that's just an example.
Kenny,
but what I'm saying,
you apart as much
but what
as
I'm
you
saying
can.
is the
He shushed you.
You have
shush.
But you have one.
Shush.
You have one of the 2 best quarterbacks. Well, one was a Heisman winner, Baker Mayfield. I mean, to many pollsters and all these different stats and everything, he's one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time. Baker Mayfield is.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
you
saying
kinda-
he couldn't be great
No,
in
I'm
the
just saying
NFL
you
with the right coaching.
tend to think
Well,
that.
but we have to remember that the
Hold on, but you
translation
kind of
between
tend to think
college
that
and NFL.
not as a play caller, but then as a
isn't
head
the same.
coach. That's why I think it's always better. Listen. I listened to a radio show today that was based out of Tulsa. If that tells you anything.
It's
And-
not us.
And they claimed, allegedly, a couple of them made it clear that if Texas beat us big next year, that Venables would be fired immediately. And I thought, we're in year fucking 2 of him.
You got to give him a little bit of time.
Hey, I have a quick update from the prodigal son. Final point should be Ulaga is a shithole. Tim Tebow is also top 5.
So, what I'm saying is they're
Thank you,
already,
Zach.
they're already talking that if this season doesn't go now, we don't need another 49-0. It would have been 49-0 last year.
if we wouldn't have had the quarterback out. I agree.
Now, was that good coaching to not get somebody ready? No, it wasn't. It's horrible. Now, do I think Jeff Levy is the guy? Hold on. Not yet. He's going to have to get better this year.
Oh, my God. No, wait.
Whoa. Focus on
his play calling. Let me tell you something.
Too much focus on one quarterback and not.
No, his play calling had some fucking bad miscues.
Yeah, we all season.
Yeah, but you said Jeff Levy would be awesome at OU.
I think he will. I'm just saying the first year. I
here's
saw the growing pains.
Developmentally,
here's the thing.
But he has to develop.
Here's the thing.
You can't just go all the time.
Here's the thing.
Here's what I'm.
Now, don't bring up Gabriel because we're not into that argument right now. But
no, I'm not. Here's the thing.
I had to stop the OU Georgia.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have a thing.
Hush, let me hear your thing. Go ahead. He's talking about Georgia. We're like real time.
He would have went on for an hour.
No.
He hates that game like you hate the Indians Cubs.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. He loves that game too. But anyway,
I do love that.
Yes, I know he loves the game.
What's your thing?
The thing is we talk about all these coaches that comes to when you come to OU, there's an expectation from the fans that you're going to do good and win. I think that gets in their head, and they do not coach the way they did over here at this school or over here. The problem is
softball, how they play, kind of what I was getting to. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing: they coach like they're handcuffed and held back, instead of coaching the way they did at UCF. What the fuck ever? Yeah, Levy come from UCF.
Well, Ole Miss too, but he didn't really call it. I mean, he kind of called the play.
That's where he really.
But here's the thing: there's a different
Yeah.
There's a different style of coaching when he was there versus when he's at OU.
Now I can give credit a little bit to Levy because I thought Venables didn't coach well either. I thought there was a lot of miscues on him as a head coach.
I'm going to say that it was all around. The coaching all around. Here's
the deal. Okay,
they hadn't gelled yet. They had not.
Here's my opinion. Has Venables been a head coach?
No.
Has Levy been an offensive coordinator?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't put Venables in the same situation as Levy. Levy was at I
don't know, but I mean, my opinion. I don't think Venables preyed on him enough to say, "Hey, don't do this, do this." I think he didn't do it enough. I think Venables could have stepped in and went, "Hey, dude, we're up by so-and-so. Why are you throwing the fucking ball? Why don't you run the ball?"
Okay.
He should have done a little bit more. See, because some of them coaches' mentality, especially if you're a defensive guy, which I'll take a head coach on defense more than I would an offense.
Me too.
Forever.
Me too.
Except Kenny hates Eberflebs at Chicago.
Well, let me know when he has a good defense. But anyway, at the Colts, shit. You see that division they play in? Stop. But anyway, everyone's got
it's like watching the NFC
But
South.
what I'm saying is you kind of want your offensive guy, and that's probably part of the hiring, is you say, well, fuck it. I'll let you run the shit. I'll focus on this. And I mean, what big-time offensive coordinator's going to a certain place that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I was an offensive coordinator that's moving up the ladder, I'm going to find me a good program with a defensive-minded coach. I'm not going to go to a offensive-minded coach who's going to want to nitpick every fucking thing I say, because that's their mentality, you know what I mean? Well, on defense, sometimes you kind of forget about that. You're like, fuck it, just run it. Where Venables probably should have been better about saying, hey, you know, we're at 3rd and 2. Why don't you try running the fucking ball instead of having Gabriel overthrow it down the middle 80 yards? You see my point? You know, why go 80 yards?
Hang on. You made my point.
I was joking, but
you made my point about Gabriel.
But don't put
Sean, take my side.
No, but I'm saying you're putting him in a position. You're putting him in a position to look bad because you got to hit 80 yards.
I know what you're saying.
When you really only have to hit 2. You know,
I understand.
That's the whole deal. So I mean, that was my point.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying it's not. They're already saying if we lose to Texas and it's a little bit of a 10, 20 point margin.
Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you something.
They're calling for Venables' heads already. I that's my point is you can't blame Venables for everything. Is his first year as head coach? You got to give him at least 3 years.
Mine's 4 years.
Okay, I'll go 4.
I think OU was so bad talent wise on defense that it's gonna take 3 years. Now,
I'm not arguing that, but you got to give him at least 3. You
give him
can't
this
call
one,
for his head.
Give him 1 in the SEC. That's 3. And if he's fucking 0-4 going into year 4 of the SEC, then get him out of there.
Okay, I'm not arguing that. That's what I'm
it takes
saying.
time.
You got to get yes.
I mean, look at his own predecessor, Dabo Sweeney. I mean, I think he had a losing record. He was even his first couple years. I mean, he didn't do great, and then they kind of build that program. They're getting out of that deal. I mean, my only concern is, and me and Mark that liked this earlier, I disagree with him a little bit. I think Texas is doing a really good job of recruiting, and we've got to get our shit together because they're on the upswing. I think we are too, but we better get a lot.
Texas upswing is here.
Our
upswing is here.
We better get all these defensive linemen that we are forecasted for, allegedly, and that running back we're forecasted for. Because
You're not going to get all that, though.
We need to get that line.
You're not getting it all.
No, we're not getting it all, but we need to get some. Mm-hmm. And we need to build the offensive and defensive line. The rest will just fall into place. I mean, our quarterback, I'm not worried about. Running backs, I'm not worried about. We've got to get them up front, guys, for the SEC especially. Like I said, Kirby Smart ain't winning because Stetson Bennett, all 5'9" of him.
I'm not saying that.
You see my point?
I see your
defense.
point.
You're going to out-talent them, and that's what you have to do.
All I'm saying is they're calling for Venables' head.
I agree. It's ridiculous.
That's my point.
We're not even close.
Yeah, I know.
We're not even close. I mean,
Okay.
we're talking. But
Sean, do you have anything to say on this matter?
But no, I'm just saying this radio station today was like, we are going, and they're going to have to make a change. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? After year 2, I mean. That's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to make a change when you've got a defense that no one liked.
Kenny doesn't understand the nature of sports right now where you have to win and you have to win now.
No, I understand the nature.
That's what it is.
But you have to look at how many teams. Mike Krzyzewski. I mean, you look at Dabo Sweeney. You look at people that stood with their coaches and built monster programs, and they didn't have a knee-jerk reaction after year 2 or 3. I know the fans will, but you got to keep giving them.
Want now. That is what everyone wants now.
I don't think so.
You look at coaches. How many coaches have you seen get fired within a year, especially NFL?
A year?
Yeah.
Well, the only time they get fired within a year is because it was a scapegoat to get rid of somebody else.
But still,
no.
You've got
college
that
football.
Fire
I mean,
within a year.
NFL's different though. Because either
NFL
you're good or
is
you're
different.
not.
Yeah.
And the owner is the one building the team, not the coach.
I understand
now,
that.
In college, I mean, you're going to get 3 years. I say 4. I'd give him 4. But if 3.5 and he's 4 and 6.
You should get at least 3 years, and your third year should be your success.
No, it just should be progressively better.
Progressively getting better each year. It don't have to be a national championship year on your third year. You have to. I'm like you. You have to progressively get better each year.
If we go 7-6 next year, there's some issues because of our schedule. You have to take that into account. The next year, if we go 4 and something, he's going to be fired. That's year 3 because you're regressing. You went 6 and 7 last year. I think you lost 4 or 5 games by less than 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Texas
year
Tech
before,
overtime game that we got raped on.
Hold on, but the year before, OU won 4 or 5 games by less than 7 points. Mm-hmm. And we've got a top 10 coach in the fucking history of college football. That's what they're saying right now. Is this guy, or not history of college football, right now, active coaches, that they're putting Lincoln Riley in top 10. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
All right. Next week, we're going to talk about our top 10 coaches in college football going into this season, who we think are the best overall.
Coming into this coaching season, this year.
Coming into this coaching season.
Okay.
And second, and that won't be next week, it's going to be back here. But second, we're going to talk about the AFC North. That'll be our first preview of the AFC North.
All right, well, send the memo.
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, are we good?
Oh, wait. Shit, I got one more thing. Real quick.
No.
Utah assistant coach DJ Gasso, Patty Gasso's son, is now left Utah and is the hitting coach at Arkansas.
Cool.
So he's moved closer to home. He's their assistant hitting coach. That guy's moving up. I'm not going to say it. But anyway, but I think that's a good hire for them. It's going to be interesting to see what Patty does in the next few years. But her husband got a job at the Christian school in Oklahoma City, so I think she's going to stay around for a little bit. I think I mentioned that last time. So
you did.
I did. So anyway,
Well, that's a good positive thing for OU softball, period.
Hell yes.
Yes.
And she's getting a statue next year.
Hey, can we get a city budget and see how much it costs to get us statues for Chelsea of us?
Who? Us three?
Us three.
Let's get famous first, and we'll try it.
No, we don't have to be famous.
Oh, we need
I'm
to be
already famous.
I mean, the gold on you, or the bronze. I don't know what bronze prices are per pound, but I'm not making fun. I'm just asking. It seems like three of us.
Hey.
I mean,
Don't say a word about me.
I'm not. I'm just asking
Yeah.
about bronze
He
prices
knows
per
that he can
pound.
make fun of my weight because you're sensitive.
I'm very sensitive. I used to not be this fat.
All right, everybody. We'll be back next week.
2 weeks.
Oh, no, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
But it's going to be on
It'll be on
a
a Friday.
Friday, yes.
So we're going to talk, like I said,
Friday
we're
in
going
2
to talk
weeks,
about
and that'll be the start of
AFC
season
North.
2.
We're going to talk about best top 10 coaches coming into college football season. We're getting into football, guys, because we're going to be in July. Mid-July by then. Probably not quite.
Second week of July.
Second week, yeah.
No,
We'll be in
'cause we're taking
second week
off
of
the
July.
third. Will you roll? Oh, so it'll be.
We'll
okay.
be in the second
Be
week of
like
July.
16th. Yeah.
We actually might preview a conference,
the-
to be honest. We might have to preview a conference.
All of the
College football conference.
all of
The Ivy League?
God damn it! Stop talking.
The
We say that all the time.
Camps,
Everybody
camps,
says that.
camps should be NFL
Shut the
camps should
fuck
be
up,
started.
kitty. Shut up.
Camp should be started.
And a lot of 2024 commits. How many OU fans are going ape shit because we're not
Champ
getting
U!
anybody? Hey, we had
Barbecue!
Champ U. We'll see if we get
All right.
all these recruits in. All right. Love y'all. See you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
I was going to say next week. But yeah. It's the 16th of July.
Hey, boys.